3.41.
Film blog. This week's theme: disaster movies based on true stories. The subject of this week's film blog is natural disasters. Here are 4 films, all based on true stories, that will have you sitting on the edge of your seat. NB. The summaries contain spoilers.
Text A.
Everest. Everest tells the story of an attempt to reach the summit of Mount Everest in 1996. Several teams of climbers encounter a severe blizzard, and 8 climbers die, including 2 expedition leaders. Once the climbers depart the base camp and begin the ascent, the film becomes a gripping tale of survival, life and death. When they begin their descent, the blizzard hits. Climbers are blinded in the snowstorm and can see no more than 30 centimetres in front of them. It is best not to move in a whiteout, but if you stay still on Everest, you'll freeze to death. With gale-force winds of 160 kilometres per hour and lack of oxygen, the climbers fight for their lives. The severe weather conditions make rescue impossible. The special effects make you feel as though you are right there with the climbers. During filming on Everest, an avalanche struck, killing 16 Sherpa guides, a harsh reminder that Everest is one of the most dangerous places on Earth.
Text B.
Adrift. There are few forces on Earth more deadly than a Category 4 hurricane. At its centre, a Category 4 generates winds of over 200 kilometres per hour and waves up to 30 metres in height. Adrift begins with Californian Tammy Oldham waking up on her yacht after being unconscious for some time. She searches the boat for her British fiancé, Richard Sharp, and soon realises he must have been swept overboard during the hurricane. The film then goes back to 5 months before the hurricane, when Tammy and Richard are hired to deliver a luxury yacht from Tahiti to San Diego, 6,500 kilometres away. 2 weeks into the voyage, they hear on the radio that a huge storm is brewing on their route, so they change course. Meanwhile, Hurricane Raymond changes direction unexpectedly, and they end up sailing straight into the eye of the storm. The yacht is battered by 12-metre waves, and Tammy wakes up alone. Then she spots Richard in the water. When she manages to save him, she realises that he has life-threatening injuries, so she has to repair the boat and reach Hawaii. The unexpected twist is when Tammy realises that Richard is actually a hallucination. At the end of the film, she is eventually rescued by a Japanese boat after being all alone aboard the yacht for 41 days.
Text C.
The Impossible. The film is based on the story of a Spanish family who went on a Christmas holiday to Khao Lak in Thailand in 2004 and were caught up in the tsunami that hit Southeast Asia, killing 230,000 people in 14 countries. The filming of the tsunami itself is spectacular and uses a mixture of digital effects and real waves filmed in slow motion in a water tank. Most of the film deals with the aftermath of the tsunami and the agony suffered by the family when they're split up and have no idea whether the others have survived. In the film, the family are British, with Naomi Watts and Ewan McGregor giving honest and compassionate performances as the parents of 3 young boys. The director, Juan Antonio Bayona, wanted the film to be as realistic as possible, so the actors had to spend 5 weeks of physically demanding filming in a massive water tank. The Impossible tells a captivating true story in which survival, society, family ties and human kindness all shine through.
Text D.
The Boy Who Harnessed the Wind. Set in Africa, the film tells the story of Malawian inventor William Kamkwamba. When he was just 14 years old, he saved his family and village from famine by building an electricity-generating windmill from spare parts, working from rough plans he found in a library book. The film explores a community facing extreme poverty and hunger. Although the Kamkwamba family is struggling to survive, the parents do their best to focus on their children's education. But William is forced to leave school when the family can no longer afford the school fees. The film is directed by and stars Chiwetel Ejiofor, who spent a decade getting to know the Malawi people and learning their language. He uses subtitles so that the characters in the film mostly speak Chichewa, the Malawian language, and this is one of the reasons why the characters are so believable. Drought and the underlying issues of deforestation, colonialism and climate change are dealt with in detail. But the movie ends on a positive note, with science-obsessed William Kamkwamba saving his village, bringing them electricity and, more importantly, water.